Hey guys, Gabe here. Welcome again to the channel. Today I wanted to do a continuation of the Helix situation, right? So you saw in my previous video that I did an unboxing of the Helix Stadium, and so today what I want to do is recently the 1.2 update on the Helix Stadium just released, and I went ahead and updated to the latest thing. Everybody in the Facebook groups were just complaining about a lot of the issues that the bugs and that kind of thing that the Helix had. I had a few, not as critical as some other people, but this patch did a great thing. That took care of a lot of the bugs, which is great. But that's not what this video is about. I also did, so essentially what I did is I recreated my original patch from the my original Helix Floor. What I wanted to do is just kind of walk you through some of the sounds that you're able to get with this added DSP. One of the main reasons why I thought that this was a great update for me personally was just the added DSP. If nothing else would have changed except just more DSP, that alone was probably a little bit worth it. I was always limited the way that I was building my patches. I could never get my quote-unquote perfect pedal board in. I was always having to compromise, leaving some, making different patches with different pedals, never all of them in one patch, and so with this one, I'm able to have all the pedals that I want on one patch without compromising that, as well as even some other things. So I just want to walk you through this. I'm not going to do an A/B comparison to the original Helix versus this one. I think that plenty of people have done that in the past. I'm also not going to, this is not going to be a deep dive into my patch either, although that could be potentially another video. But today I just wanted to walk you through this patch. It's based primarily on the HiWatt amp. It's always been my favorite amp, even in the original Helix. And so I just rebuilt it using that as a base. I primarily work off of snapshots, as you can see on my top down. I have different snapshots for different either drive stages or even effects in different combinations of effects for different sounds. I used to have it to where I would build my patches like verse 1, verse 2, chorus, bridge, that kind of thing, which you can still do. But I like this way a little bit better, the way that I think when I'm doing this. And I also have the option to switch over to the stump mode over here, and then just kind of like a traditional pedal board, which just to show you my just the amp sound. This is what it looks like. That's the neck on the Duesenberg, and this is the bridge. So all there is the HiWatt amp cabinet, and then I have a little bit of a room on the first line of the DSP, or the first path, DSP path. Just a little bit of a kind of like an in the room reverb. On the second DSP path, towards the end, I have what I like to call my studio patch. You see there are two preamp. It's kind of like a mic preamp left and right, and then following that there's an EQ, and then there's the S.LA compressor, and then a tape. It's essentially emulating, me pretending to have my amp in my rig in a studio, and then kind of going through all the studio things like preamps and EQs and that kind of thing. So that's what you're hearing right now. It's just the amp and then the quote unquote studio, whatever you want to call it. Now for the wet effects, I have them after the amp. I've always liked them after. And I'm very, very simple when it comes to the wet effects. I only have a tape delay and a dynamic plate, which is S.Plate Reverb. Let me just show you the plate. And then let me just take that off and just show you the tape. So I have it kind of like bouncing left and right, and then together. Anyway, so that's kind of like my bass tone. And then from there, I just add different drive stages. Let me just tap again on the Timmy. Really, I almost never use just the amp by itself. I always, really, the Timmy would be my bass tone, really. Nothing else, no compressor, no nothing, just Timmy, amp, and Wet FX to the studio patch. And it sounds like this. Now I'm hitting it really good with my fingers, but it's very responsive to my dynamics and even to my rolling of the volume knob. There you go. So next stage in the drive section will be Snapshot 2 to go into the Klon, which is a little bit darker, a little bit more drivey. Again, like if I roll the volume down, the next would be kind of like stacking. Snapshot 3 is Timmy and Klon stacked together. On the next sounds like this. And then bridge. So those are my kind of like my 3 stages. Really, I have 5 stages of drive. The next one would be, is if you can see on the top down. So I actually go on the bottom row of the not buttons, but switches. On the bottom switches, I have Timmy, Klon, Timmy and Klon stacked. But then I skip this because I go to the top row to number 8. It's called lead, which is essentially the Timmy and the Klon stacked on top of KinkyBoost and a compressor at the beginning. It sounds like this. I like it. And then I go down, so it's like 1, 2, 3, and then up and diagonal, and then down for the shred one. That's how I label it. So it's Timmy, Klon, Timmy plus Klon, and then lead, and then shred. The difference between that is that at all time, the majority of all these snapshots, the amp is always on the normal channel, the HiWatt. But when I do from lead to shred, I actually switch from normal to the bright channel, I believe. Let me just double check that that's what it is. So I go to the shred on the amp. Yes. So the HiWatt has the normal, the bright, and the jumped. So I stay on the normal everywhere. And then snapshot number 4, which is my shred, quote unquote. That's what I switch from normal to bright, and I do other adjustments to the amp, make it a little bit darker, more gain, and also other adjustments like I tuck in the delay and the reverb as well to clean it up a little bit. And this is what the shred sounds like. Anyways, so 5 levels of drive. I like the difference. So the difference between lead and shred. No, I like it. And then on the top row of switches, on snapshot number 5, I have a chorus. Sounds like this. And then snapshot 6 is the tremolo. You can also put the chorus here if you want tremolo and chorus together. Just go to the stop and then do whatever you want. All right. So that's mainly it. The last thing that I haven't covered is snapshot number 7 that is labeled as a pad. On my original Helix, I had a pad, a snapshot as well, but it was just your typical swells. The way I had it, you know, where just crank up all the feedback and mix in your delays and reverbs, and maybe even add other delays and other reverbs. Just to make those swells where it's just like fluttering, you know, goodness. To me though, like it's always, to me it's limiting because it's mainly just like you play, you use the volume to, you roll the volume and then just let the goodness flutter. And that's it. And sometimes it's way too long. And it starts, the more you continue to play, it starts to be very muddy in the mix. You know, or it's not enough. Like, and so it's very hard for you to find that happy medium where you know, you can roll in and there's plenty of like swells kind of building up into a beautiful pad of sorts. Works better when you don't have a keyboardist that is all, you know, doing, you know, patches on their piano, on their synthesizer, whatever the case may be. I would prefer giving that job to the keyboard guy, and then just play other things. And so with that as a concept, what I built here is like, what if I don't have a keyboardist that has, you know, or maybe I just have the piano guy just only plays like a grand piano, it only plays like a Rhodes, but it doesn't have a pad. And I don't want to be limited to just be swelling. I want to do something else. I want to be a little bit more expressive and creative. So what I did is on the patch 7, sorry, no, not the patch, on the snapshot 7, it's called pad, and it does something like this. So I'm not even playing the guitar. So on the second path of the DSP at the beginning on the bottom row, I have like a note generator with some reverb stuff creating this pad for me. And then on the guitar itself, I have the same as the lead. But what I like to do is roll my volume and my tone up and do something like this. or something like this. You get the idea. And then you just tap anywhere else. Oh, let's go back to the pad. What I can do, is go to stomp mode, and then just undo all my drives, and maybe just leave Timmy and do something else. You know. I don't know, something like that. Go back to stomp. Sorry, to snapshot. When you step on any other snapshot, the pad kind of goes away. Anyways, so yeah, that's it. This is my 2025, I guess 2026 patch with the Line 6 Helix Stadium XL. Yeah, mainly the difference between these and my original, like they both, the original Helix and the Stadium, are based on the HiWatt, but in this one I'm able to get more drive stages pedal wise. I even have a wah, but I haven't messed with the wah yet, but I have it. I just want to make sure that I was able to put it, you know, DSP wise. So it's there, but I haven't messed with it, so that's why I didn't preview it this time. Maybe next time, once I tweak it and make sure that, you know, it works out. But the DSP allows me to have everything under one patch without having to compromise. Sometimes with the original Helix, I had to build different pedal boards, right? So like I have a patch with maybe one drive and one effect that I wanted, say like a chorus or something. But then on a different patch, I had to do a different drive. Like let's say instead of the Timmy, I'll have the Klon. And then instead of a chorus, I'll have the Tremolo. So I had to compromise and build, like it would be the same bass amp wise, but then different effects. With this Stadium, I'm able to get it all under one patch, like my quote-unquote ideal pedal board. Anyways, so this is it. Thank you guys.